Okay, so I am live on YouTube now, I believe. Hopefully I can be heard. Okay. Oh, good. It's working. Except for I don't want to hear a delay of myself. Okay, so tonight's class, I just did a thing on Instagram, and then the second I was hitting like post, because I'm so used to Facebook, Jeff called in, so it like cut off the the posting. So what I was saying was tonight's class is going to be on our basically the guides just that I channeled. Let me see if I can try to remember. Up until December 21st of 2012, we had 3 dimensions to ourselves. We had the earth, which includes like the earth and the trees and anything that like grows out of the earth. The second dimension would be like the fairies, the gnomes, the sprites, like the earth spirits. And then the third would be kind of the flesh, the lower part of the astral plane. So the very dense part of humanity. The fourth would be the emotions that are kind of fueled by the second, which, well, I won't go too deeply into this, but fourth, and then the fifth, and that's where we got pushed to December 21st of 2012. We got pushed into the fourth, which was the astral plane. And the astral plane, depending on what your second, like the fairies and the gnomes and all that stuff, depending on where your emotions were, that's where you ended up in the astral plane during this 7-year period between December 21st, 2012 and December 21st of 2019. So between those 7 years, everyone got shoved into the astral plane, which was like a duplicate or like a carbon copy of reality, of the reality that we were living in, or of the real reality that's, that we're kind of experiencing now, where you manifest instantly. So it's kind of like a practice. It's like practice time, where we could, practice manifesting, practice instant manifestation, but everything was kind of like in like lag time, unless you were able to get into it. It's called your creator self. Creator self is outside the astral plane, and that's what my book Attunement's about, where you get into your I am, my I am. Christ would be kind of like the top of the astral plane, up outside of the reality, and then you have your I am, my I am, which would be like kind of like your Christ self, or your instant manifestation self, your forgiveness self, your compassion self, your forgiveness self. It's the self that doesn't get emotional. It's the self that's not emotionally attached to anything or anyone, and doesn't get offended when people say stuff to you. It doesn't even get affected by judgment. So the thing that gets affected by judgment is the 4th through the 6th layer of our body. We have 12 layers. And so tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to release all the judgments that people have had about us, and judgments we've had about ourselves that are holding us back from being everything that we want to be and being who we want to be. So like I said in the Instagram video I just did, was, let's say that your mom was like, oh man, I wanted a boy, I wanted a boy, I wanted a boy, I wanted a boy, but you're a girl. That may have kept you from doing girly things, or having a girly job, or being a cheerleader, or, just doing the types of things that, girly girls do, and maybe keeping you from getting a job that you want, because maybe in your mind that's like a girl type thing to do, but your mom wanted a boy. So I mean, like little things like that can affect you when your consciousness starts to expand out to 5 dimensions. So the 5th dimension being your creator self. So this 5th dimension of self, meaning like your Christ self, is the one that's creating the reality that we were living in before, that we kind of like fell into. Like my son, he's 3, he's slowly but surely moving into like ego, but between 0 to 3, kids are about their Christ self. They forgive, okay, mommy, they trust you, they have compassion, they're very heliocentric in that the world revolves around them. I mean, they think that it's raining because God's sad, or God's cleaning the earth because they made a mess, or whatever. And they really believe that, because they really truly believe that they're the center of the universe. But once they start to see that, they start to notice, like Madison, like when she was 4, would start to notice other little kids what they were wearing, but not really comparing it to her. But she go, I want one of those. And that just recently she's 5 and a half. She's starting to compare herself to others. And that's the ego. So judging oneself for her not getting her ears pierced because Daisy has her ears pierced, or, whatever, things like that, judgments on self, like my parents aren't letting me do this because they're this way. All these judgments that we've made about ourselves, the judgments that parents put on us when we're little, all affect us in what we want to have in this life, whether we want to have a kid, whether we want to make $1 million a year or a month or a day, or whether we want to, find our true love, whatever it is that we want could be blocking us from that girl that used to talk shit about you constantly in high school. And before, that layer of yourself was not affected because you weren't in it. You know, it was before December 2012, and only mediums could go up into the astral plane, but then everybody was living in the astral plane. It's kind of a coincidence, right, that COVID, December 21st of 2019, is when we got shoved into these creator realms where whatever we thought manifested. So December 21st, 2019 ish is when COVID ish started coming in, you know, and people started like dying and leaving this earth and not wanting to be here, or whatever it was that their soul was choosing. And it's all unconscious. I mean, people could be the most God-loving, soul-centered, connected person on the planet, but like if you have stuff in your field that, like, you know, people could have been like, oh, that person's never going to live past age 20. That person's never going to live past this. I mean, people's judgments would stick to us out in these outer realms. So now that we're in these realms, we want to be able to clean these. We want to clean other people's stuff. So the guides were saying that tonight, big, huge goal is to, with the shift that happened on the 14th of this month, last month, 14th of last month, 14th to the 21st of last month, with the shift where we're all kind of like moving into these like creator realms where we're going to be affected by all this stuff. It's basically making us choose between being Christ or Antichrist. Antichrist equaling fear, Christ equaling forgiveness, compassion, strength, hope. The other one is like fear, anger, pity, like all the whatever, the sins or whatever. So it's like one side or the other, and it's very drastic, one side or the other. And you can see people like that. You can see people going very drastically up and very drastically down, back and forth, back and forth. And it's all based on what's in our field already. And we should be able to start with a clean slate, right? Right. Jesus did. Hey, yeah, he rose. So what tonight is basically like all the old stuff just dead. We're just going to let it go, and we're going to like resurrect ourselves, whether you believe in Jesus or the resurrection or not. Doesn't really matter, because I see it as kind of like a bodily function that we go through, and that we can release all that old stuff, call in all the stuff that people have ever said about us, things we have done, things that we've thought about others that were projections or reflections that are affecting us from getting what we want and manifesting what we want, and just basically becoming the creator beings that we are meant to be. So I am live on Zoom right now, but this is also going on YouTube. So if you want to get a ticket, go to discoverintuition.com, and you'll get a Zoom link to go on to Zoom. If you have any issues getting in, if you don't have any money and you can't come because of money, don't not come because of money. Email SUE, that's Sue at discoverintuition.com. And we have financial aid, and we also have scholarships and stuff like that because of our Patreons, and the Patreons that donate money every month is kind of like prepaying for class or getting a discount on class. That money doesn't go to me. It goes towards students coming to class, because I don't want money to ever keep people from I never want money to keep people from coming to class and getting to know who they are and what they are and why they are and all that good stuff. So look how pretty it looks really pretty. It looks a lot prettier in the camera than it does in real life. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to turn YouTube up, and this class is, somebody just read, I'm so looking forward to this class. I think that we're going to do it as a series, kind of like maybe like 3 classes in a row, because there's no way that I'm going to be able to heal every single judgment, everything off of everybody tonight. So we're going to focus on like one thing, like one goal that you are attempting at manifesting, and you just can't do it. It's like, why can't I do this? You know, me, it's like, I'm like this close to getting off of my last med. You know, it's like, I want to get off of all meds. And it's like, I'm this close. Like, what is it that's keeping me? And it's probably, you know, like people calling me like a druggie when I was a druggie, or maybe, yeah, that's probably it. So anyways, we're going to journal. If Sue can, Lisa, you're such Antichrist motivated. Antichrist. And when I say Christ and Antichrist, for those that don't like follow me, usually I'm not meaning like Jesus or Lucifer or whatever. I mean like the Christed realms would be like the highest emotional realms you can get into while still human, meaning somebody like says like, you're a moron, you know, and you should be able to be like, I feel sorry for them that they think that they're a moron. I feel compassion for them, you know, because people only see in others what they have in themselves. and they could be projecting on you or reflecting. And also you could remind them of somebody that is a moron. So they're projecting on you their thoughts about another person, which I did to a girl recently and apologized to her because she reminded me a lot of somebody that I don't really like very much. So, we do that in life and we can't help it because it's all unconscious. So the whole key with these Wednesday night meditations is me being able to facilitate and help you guys and hold space. I give you guys all my abilities. I set a space where you're being pulled into like a field that I create where you get my abilities, and everyone's kind of pulls together their abilities. And then that's why meditations are so much more powerful when we do them together. I pull you up out of the astral plane, so you're not dealing with ghosts and goblins and ghouls and blah, 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 all the stupid stuff in the astral plane that's fake, and actually bring you into a state of like realness where you can actually clear your crap, and then I benefit off of it because then I take the class on Friday or Sunday, depending on when we rerun it. We haven't done it for the last 3 weeks, but I really need to because I need to take class. I take class from myself. When we do the rerun, we edit out all the blah, 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 and just make it like an hour long, hour and a half long. And then I usually channel afterwards or channel like between and go, oh, wait, hold on, pause it. Hold on. The guides have something to say. So the reruns are actually pretty fun too. But if you want to come to class or if you want the healing tonight, just buy a ticket, even if you can't come tonight, and then you can watch the replay or email me at marisa@discoverintuition.com, and you can and we'll send you over a link or something, unless you're a Patreon, and then you get access to the classes anyways. So I will see you people YouTube, see you guys on Zoom, and Zoom guys, I'm coming over here. So let me hit stop on here. So discoverintuition.com, click on the box at the top, get your ticket. If you have issues, sue at discoverintuition.com. Okay, bye.